All right, so after the SCD-777ES video pulled in 14,000 views, I couldn't believe it, which means that at least 14,000 people still secretly love CDs. That's pretty obvious. I had to bring out another ES piece here. Now, mine is a little bit banged up, but please ignore it. It's about the device itself. It's the Sony XA20ES, guys. Instead of just reviewing it, let's talk about something people really ignore, where it came from, and why the market still doesn't know what to do with it. The XA20 dropped in around 1997, so she's old. And back then, Sony wasn't consumer electronics Sony. It's something that people in the comments section of the 777ES also reflected that they missed that era. I agree with you guys. This was the peak of we're going to out-engineer everyone and not apologize for it. Signed, Sony. That's what these products reflect for me. I think the original price was roughly around $450 to $700, depending on the market, which in today's money is not really mid-fi if you think about it. It's actually a serious investment back in the day. Sony marketed this like it was a step-down model, but meanwhile, internally, engineers were like, let's just casually give it a fixed laser transport, copper chassis, and overbuild everything that we can within its budget. Now, the positioning in the lineup, it's the mid-child. The XA20 is set in that weird zone. It's not the flagship, it's not the entry level, but it's right there in the middle. Dangerously close to the top in actual engineering. There was a philosophy there with the ES line, make everything overbuilt, then figure out pricing later. Historically, this is exactly where the smartest buys live. Not the overhyped flagship, but one right under it that nobody brags about. This was really that player. Now, let's just open this up so you can take a look at the drawer. So in the early 2000s, the fall of grace, as I call it, MP3s happened. Convenience happened. People started listening through laptop speakers and thinking it was fine. The torrents, MP3, Napster, they dropped fast in value, these players. They really did. You could find these floating around for $300 even at the time, maybe even less. Basically, a precision-built Japanese tank selling for the price of a mid-tier dinner and regrets. The present day, the market is waking up again, guys. I mean, 14,000 views on the other video prove that to be true. Typically used prices now, I think around 250 is on the low end, around 500-600 for very clean units. Mine is clearly not as clean, unfortunately, but occasionally pushed higher depending on condition. Some people are kind of ridiculous. They list them for 1,000 plus, like they discovered gold, which is kind of hilarious because the market isn't fully convinced of that yet. Smart buyers know. Everyone else is still asleep. Well, here's the reality for me. Sony released this exact player today, same build, same transport, the same type of engineering. You're not getting it for a couple $100, guys. You just won't. I'm convinced of that. You're looking at a boutique attempt at a CD player, if you think about it. Of course, we have the stabilizer again, as you know, and such a smooth action on that drawer. So soft. Nice. Just because it says Sony and not something exotic, people tend to hesitate on these, which is actually your opportunity, if you ask me. These players are heavily undervalued. Audiophile market logic is always undefeated. At rarity, price doubles. At hype, price triples. At a wooden side panel, suddenly it's musical. Meanwhile, the 20 ES is sitting there like, I've been built better than most of your modern gear for 25 plus years, but go off. So where does this leave us today? It's not dirt cheap anymore, that's for sure. But it's also not where it should be. It's, as we would call, the sleeper. The kind of piece you buy now, and a few years later, everyone is pretending they always respected it. Guys, thank you again for the support. I hope you like these videos. I want to make more of these. I just know that I really respect what you guys are doing, giving me the positivity to keep doing this. And here you have another underrated ES piece. Have a good day.